Athens. You caught me slipping on my planning and my research. Targeting 3 destinations in a week and knowing Athens to be more about the history, we knew we wanted to spend the least amount of time there, and we attempted to be intentional with the activities and the time that we had planned. So, with about 48 hours and dinner in the sky already planned, and so that we wouldn't have a jam-packed day, we opted for a private half-day tour. Our travel preferences are for less intense, busy-filled days because, once again, it is vacation. And we prefer semi-private to private activities. Looking for something more budget-friendly, there are a ton of group tour options that you see filled on a day. Private. You see the price difference. So think about that when you are considering your overall budget and are planning for your trip. The Acropolis of Athens in Parthenon was the highlight for me. It felt unreal walking around the grounds, knowing the history, envisioning the Greek gods and goddesses walking those same grounds. Of course, that's if you believe in the Greek mythology. The Acropolis, once a fortress and military base, was converted into a religious center dedicated to worship goddess Athena. It sits on a hill that is rocky and steep on most of its sides, with the top being relatively flat. There were 3 major temples: the Parthenon, Etrathon, and Temple of Nike. Pretty sure I butchered that second temple. What I didn't realize was that the Parthenon, which is famously known, sits on top of the Acropolis, right? There are actually more than 20 points of attractions up there, based off what's left standing. They are doing some restoration where possible. The Parthenon, built in appreciation of the victory over the Persian invaders, it's the largest temple on the Acropolis, and it's made up of 8 columns on the short side and 17 on the long side. The center used to have a pool of water and a 40-foot statue of Athena made of gold and ivory. Panathenaic sits on the north side of the Acropolis, dedicated to Athena and Poseidon. Known as the Porch of Maidens, there are 6 female statues supporting the roof on one side and traditional columns on the other side. Driving down to the temple of the Olympus, Zeus, and Arch of Hadrian, I believe, there's not much to see due to the years of deterioration. At the time that we went, there was some preservation work underway, so there wasn't a lot to see. It was pretty much a dull point of the tour, as you would need a tour guide to kind of help create the visual of what once was there. Stopped to the Panathenaic Stadium, where a religious and athletic festival in honor of goddess Athena was celebrated every 4 years. Of the guards at the tomb of the unknown soldier was a sight to see. In the busy city streets lies a marble tomb above ground with the visual of a soldier sprawled on their back engraved in the wall. The tomb is a war memorial dedicated to the Greek soldiers killed during war. Stand, not making a single move or motion for an entire hour. There's another guard nearby that comes to wipe their face and hold water to hydrate them. On every hour, the guards change out in a slow-motion synchronized choreography routine. The guards wore what looked like legging socks under a khaki-pleated dress and shoes with horseshoes beneath to mimic the sounds of galloping. It was definitely a sight to see. I wish we would have had an extra day or at least a day and a half to visit a few of the museums and art galleries. That would be my only regret. So if you're short on time and want to be efficient, get you in a private half or full day tour. We got new merch. We got new merch. We got new merch.